Every optics mount height you've ever seen printed is measured from the top of your rail, not from your barrel. The first is the carry handle mount, right on top of the old M16 handle. But here's the problem that you might have forgotten, that putting an optic that tall over the bore, it'll be like you end up craning your neck, chin off the stock, and the offset will be pretty significant. Absolute co-witness height. This is the lowest one there is. You get behind the optic, you can see that it aligns with your iron sights perfectly in the middle, around 1.4 over the rail. It's just a more flexible mounting option for guns to already have some type of offset, and you don't need any more height over bore issues. The common sense promises this is a backup option if the optic dies, so then you can just go back to the iron sight. But here's the problem. To co-witness, the dot has to live down at iron height, so you're back to that low, cheek-crushed, heads-down posture. Yes, it's fast, but you're hunched. Think about just doing some weights at the gym and your neck is sore the next day. The same will happen to you if you shoot, or you need to get low on the cheek weld. And also, just imagine the neck strain when you go shoot prone. And your irons clutter the bottom of the window, even if it's a skinny one. Lower 1/3, co-witness. This one is only a hair taller. For people who complain that the irons are blocking too much their field of view, they can either use flip-up sights to fold them down, or they can go just a hair higher. It's somewhere between height that it opens up the field of view a bit more. The promise is the best of both. Your irons still align with your dot, but now they park in the bottom third of the glass instead of dead center. Clean view up from the top, backup still there when you need it. It's just a touch less heads up than the tall mounts everyone started chasing.
Space, we can run our hands free and clear. We shouldn't have a daytime grip or a nighttime grip. We should just be able to grip this thing and make one universal.
For years, though, this was the sweet spot. Good shooting posture, good enough for most setups. So, if lower 1/3 was the reasonable king, why did the whole world suddenly go taller? And those were two things that changed: night vision, and just how people's aim changed from just doing whatever to actually aim and maneuver better. That brought lots of awareness in the internet age. So it's very much like monkeys see, so monkeys do, and for some setups, they actually do pretty well, like having this magnifier tucked down like this, then swing it to the side. The 193 height mount. This is nearly 2 inches of dot over the rail. The promise is a heads-up type gun. You have to stand tall, chin off the stock, aim with both eyes open. The dot is way faster to find, easier on your neck when wearing body armor that won't let you hunch. If you like co-witness, there is none, and your old zero will be shifted. You're sitting over 3 inches above the bore now. Aim center mass, up close, and the round prints low. It's more than most people expect. The 226 height mount. This Giraffe Mount is even taller than the 193. The idea behind is giving clearance for everything strapped to a modern shooter's face. Maybe it's night vision off the helmet. Maybe it's a gas mask or a plate carrier shoving your chin up. At this height, the optic could be already maxed out its elevation adjustment for anything close. And you may bottom out your elevation adjustment if there is still more offset before you get a good zero. Up close, you really have to aim high and make up for all that offset. So this isn't a general purpose height. It's a tool for a specific problem, which takes us off the height ladder entirely, because the next mount doesn't raise your sight, it tips it. The 20 MOA Canted Rail. The 20 MOA offset is so niche that no one really understands it unless you shoot past 1,000 yards. So let's just pretend you knock down a steel target all the way out there at 1,000, and that's pretty far for most bullets. And that just means you have to aim high for that bullet arch. But aiming up high may require you to dial the reticle more down to see, but maybe you run out of elevation dial to go down further. And even if you can see the target, the glass distortion can affect the accuracy. So it's better to aim with these parts of the scope than near the edge. So the rail tilts the scope down by 20 minutes of angle, which forces the barrel up to match. Now that wasted travel gets handed back to you as extra. The angled offset mount. When a long-range gun suddenly needs to be used for a CQB weapon, having an offset sight that tilts over like this, it makes aiming so much easier, especially for magnified optics. The situation awareness is way better with the offset than the primary optic. The 45 gives you a second, lower sight for exactly the range where your tall main optic is worst. The cost is just more stuff to buy and adding clutter to your gun that you might not need. You will not see two 1x power optics mounted on the same gun besides on some shooting competition stage. That, no single mount wins at every distance. You're going to have to use what fits you. And that's the real answer sitting under this whole argument. Is there something that can be readjusted on the go? But even if that's the case, it will still slightly change the zero. Before the mounts, being good at eyeballing things is the closest thing you have, but it's different now. Those muskets back then don't have sights, but the simple concept has always been that two lines only cross way out there. So you basically have two zeros between these points of impact that perfectly match your point of aim, which means up close, your bullet is still climbing. But if it hits low, by about the same distance, your sight sits over the bore. So picture a hostage target at 5 yards. You put the dot dead on the nose. The round lands down by the chin, and it might even hit the kid. And you can watch this one to see the breakdown of every aiming technique.